How y'all doing, good people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers. So please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. Listen here, guys, we got a lot going on in the stock market. And I'm going to give y'all my opinion on what I think is happening. But you got President Biden, former President Trump, both making remarks that have led to some of our technology, artificial intelligence companies starting to free fall. Stock prices starting to free fall. And you guys know I'm a big investor in Nvidia, and the stock it's collapsing. It's free falling. And because of these comments that were made by President Biden and former President Trump. And we're going to get into that because that's important. We got to think about this long term. In the short term, it's definitely the stock price for Nvidia is down, gee, Monetti, man, $119.38, guys. It's down 5.52%. We're an hour into trading. Who knows how far this thing will drop today? Who knows? Who knows how far other semis, not just Nvidia, but you got other semis that are dropping as well. You got one of the main chip manufacturer in Taiwan. I think it's TSM is the ticker symbol, Taiwan Semiconductor, or Taiwan something. I can't remember, but I'll get to it in a second. I'm just going off memory. It was down. Across the board, they're down. And it's affecting what? The S&P 500. It's affecting the NASDAQ. Why? Because the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ have been carried by artificial intelligence chip makers and the like, right? Those two indexes have been carried this year by those type of companies. And what the president and the former president are saying ain't helping. But if you're an investor like me, and you, hopefully you're an investor, hey man, it's on sale, baby. And guess what? Your boy went shopping. And I'm going shopping more and more today if it keeps falling. I will just continue to buy the dip, baby. Because here's the thing you got to understand, guys. This is not business performance that's causing the stock to drop. It's not business performance. It's market behavior. That's what's causing these stocks to drop. And here's the thing, guys, a little bit of pro tip. If you can pick these things up at a deep discount because of market behavior, guess what? At some point, that market behavior is going to settle itself down and those companies are going to go back to glory. And when they do, that's when we get rich. That's when we pad our net worth. So I'm not concerned. A lot of you guys may be concerned, but I'm not. But we're gonna dive into why this all happened. I'm gonna give you the information here. But Nvidia, one of the greatest companies in the world, is on sale today, guys. If you're not going shopping, if it ain't, listen, man, if you ain't got the financial shopping cart out, I don't know what you're waiting on. Here's the deal. You got to ask yourself, why is the stock falling? Is it business performance or is it market behavior? If you know the answer to those two questions, you may be in a position to create some net worth for yourself. See, I know the answer to those two questions. So guess what? I'm in business. I'm making money today. even though it's in the red. See, you got to understand, you build the majority of your wealth when it's in the red. That's where the wealth comes from, guys. The wealth comes from your execution in the red. If you can execute in the red, and it's big boy blue chip companies that are not having business performance problems, and you can execute in the red, that's where you get wealthy, guys. See, that's where you get wealthy. That's where I'm getting wealthy. So what did I do today? What did I do? I picked up 2,500 shares this morning. I told y'all guys, I'm gonna be 10,000 shares of Nvidia before 7/31/2024. Because if you guys have been rocking with me, you know why 7/31/2024 is so important. And I told y'all, I'm gonna get up to 10,000 shares of Nvidia before 7/31/24. And if you stick around in the live stream or the video long enough, I'll tell you why. But before we do all of that, guys, you know I got to get a little bit of house cleaning out of the way, right? Got to. Guess what? If you want to follow me when I'm not on YouTube, get down to the description box, click on that Instagram link, Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor Instagram link. Give me a follow on Instagram, and then send me a DM to let me know you're rocking with me and you appreciate the videos. And then I can say thank you. So do me that big favor, trying to get the Instagram page up. So do me that big favor. Second thing real quick, website, www.richardfain.net. Second link down in the description box. If you want to collapse time frames, get to financial freedom, learn how the stock market works, learn how to get your credit score up, learn how to buy real estate with little to no money down, learn how to have a millionaire mindset, learn how to be a better money manager of your money so that you can invest to build wealth, get over to my website, man. I got digital products over there that can help you in all of those areas. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Get over there, check out those digital products. And while you're there, consider joining the private mentorship group. That's the only place on the World Wide Web that I'm doing mentoring. It's through my private mentorship club. And if you're not a member, I can't be your mentor other than on the YouTube videos. I can mentor you through these YouTube videos, but not one-on-one I can't, unless you're in the private mentorship club. So get over to the website, check out the digital products, check out the private mentorship club. Next thing, and then we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes. Moo. Guys, if you wanna take advantage of what's happening right now, some of y'all see this as bad news. I see it as good news. I'm saying, thank you, President Biden. Thank you, former President Trump. I appreciate you guys for making me rich. Thank you for crashing the stock market today so I can buy some of these very great companies at a discount, hold them until they go back up to premium again, and I get rich. I get wealthy. So thank you, President Biden. Thank you, former President Trump. I appreciate you guys looking out for me and helping me build wealth. Thank you. Thank you. But if you want to be in a position to take advantage of these discounts, you got to have a brokerage account, guys. And that's where Moo comes in. Get down to the description box. It's the first link in the description box. Moo has a wonderful offer for you. They're going to give you up to 15 free stocks, publicly traded companies on America's stock exchanges. New York Stock Exchange, Chicago Stock Exchange, right? These are publicly traded companies, guys. They're gonna give you up to 15 of them for free just to try out their brokerage app. Now that's the first link down in the description box. This is how it works. You put $100 in that brokerage account, you qualify for 5 free stocks. You put $1,000 in that brokerage account, you qualify for 15 free stocks. Listen, guys, if you want to build wealth, this is the first step. This is how you start building wealth. I don't care if you got other brokerage accounts. It don't matter. Doesn't matter. What you want to do is be in a position to take advantage of what's happening right now. And if you're not in position, you're going to miss it. We got a golden era that's going to be happening over the next 10 years with this artificial intelligence industry. You can't stop progress, guys. President Biden can't stop it. Former President Trump can't stop it. Wall Street can't stop it. None of them can stop it, guys. I don't care what they say. They can't stop progress. They cannot stop evolution. They cannot stop it. You can't stop artificial intelligence. So I don't care what they say. I don't care what they do. I don't care what's. At the end of the day, they cannot stop artificial intelligence. It's going to be a lot of wealth to be made. And I just hate for you guys to miss out on it because you're scared and you're on the sideline. So get yourself in the game today. Go down to that description box, click on that Moomoo link, get up to 15 free stocks when you fund your Moomoo account pronto. And then send me an email and say, hey, Richard, I opened my Moomoo account. Send me the tutorial video so I can learn how to use this brokerage app so that I don't miss out on this next 10 years of this golden era of wealth. I don't want to miss out on it. I want to be a part of it. I want to be an executor. I want to take information and convert it into execution. That's the information you're getting from me today you're going to get. You want to take that information and convert it into execution so you can build wealth. But you got to have a brokerage app to do it. I'm offering you one that I use. It's my primary brokerage app. Get down to the description box. Click on that Moomoo link. Open up that Moomoo account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. Put yourself in position so that you're prepared to execute on this next 10 years of a golden age in this continuous bull market, AKA the stock market. You got to understand, guys, this bull market never stops. See, the 1% want to trick you into thinking it's stopped, but it don't. Think about it. For 140 years, it just went up. Now, inside of that continuous bull market, we do have corrections. And we call them bear market corrections. But they're temporary. They're not permanent, guys. They're temporary. Because if they were permanent, guess what? The S&P 500 wouldn't be 5,600 points. If it was permanent, Nvidia wouldn't have did 6 stock splits over the last 24 years. If it was permanent, Walmart wouldn't have just did a 3-to-1 stock split. Chipotle wouldn't have just did a 50-to-1 stock split. Broadcom wouldn't have just did a 10-to-1 stock split. Why do they do these stock splits? Because they understand the stock market is continuous. It's a continuous bull market. 1% don't want you to know that, though. Don't fall into their traps. Get down to the description box. Click on that Moomoo link. Open up that Moomoo account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. Send me the email through my website, www.richardfain.net, second link down in the description box, and say, Richard, send me those tutorial videos so I can get my Moomoo self together and be ready for this next 10 years so I can build some crazy wealth. I need the tutorial videos. Plus, send me your blueprints, 1.0, 2.0, where you outline all the investments you're buying. Guys, I just bought 2,500 shares of Nvidia. That gives me right now, about 7,300 shares of Nvidia that I own. Yeah, I got another 73. What's that? I got another 2,700 shares to buy. So if it keep falling today, guess what? I'm gonna keep buying. That's simple. Gotta have 10,000 shares before 7/31/24. Stick around and I'll tell you why. All right, let's dive into these meat and potatoes. Let's take a look at what the White House, AKA Biden, and then presidential hopeful, Mr. Trump, who used to be the president, now he's in the race to be president again. Let's see what their comments that they said that affected these AI stocks. I mean, affected them big time too. Let's see. Here's the headline. Global chip stocks from Nvidia to ASML fell on geopolitics. Trump comments. I tell you one thing, President Trump, when he speak, boy, people listen. I gotta tell you, boy, when this dude speak, people listen. Now, don't get me wrong, they listen when Biden speak too, but boy, ain't nobody like Trump, man. It ain't nobody like Trump, man, in politics. When this gentleman speaks, I'm telling you, man, the whole world listens. Powerful stuff too that he said, and not just President Trump. I'm not, but President Trump, President Biden, they both are saying pretty much, the same thing in my opinion. But let me walk you through what comments were made and what started this whole debacle. This debacle, some people call it debacle. I call it opportunity because I just picked up 2,500 shares at a discount. So I can't be mad at that. But here we go. Global chip stocks fell sharply with ASML, Nvidia, and TSMC posting declines amid reports of tighter export restrictions from the U.S. and a ramp up of geopolitical tensions fueled by comments from former U.S. President Donald Trump. ASML's Netherlands listed shares were down 6.5% in morning trade, while Tokyo Electron shares in Japan closed nearly 7.5% lower. And you already know what's happening with Nvidia. They're already about 5% lower, and we ain't even 2 hours into the trading day. So who knows how far that will fall, right? But let's keep moving. Let's keep moving here. The moves came from Bloomberg on Wednesday, reported that the Biden administration is considering a wide sweeping rule to clamp down on companies exporting their critical chip making equipment to China. See, you guys got to understand, China and America they don't like each other. Again, guys, this is my opinion. This is my opinion now. This is not President Biden's opinion. This is not President Trump's opinion. This is my opinion. United States and China don't like each other. China definitely don't like us. Why? Because China want to be number one. And guess who number one? United States. So China don't like the United States because China wants to be number one. They want to have the world's reserve currency. They want to be the number one economy in the world. They want to be the number one superpower in the world. They don't like us because we hold the top dog seat in all of those categories. The United States holds it. We got the best military. We got the best financial system, right? We got the best economy. We got the best companies. So what does China do? They take our technology through the companies that do business with them. So somebody sells China something, sell them product, especially chips and stuff like that. They go break that stuff down and figure out how that stuff is working, and they make it on their own. And now they're in a better position to try to knock the United States off. So this is what the Biden administration is saying. Listen, if you guys are going to try to give these people our technology, we're going to clamp down on you. We don't want you giving our technology to China because China don't like us. They're going to use that technology against us. That's basically what he's saying. Again, my opinion, not speaking for the White House, not speaking for President Trump, not speaking for nobody but Richard Fain. I'm giving you my opinion as just a regular schmegular person looking at the situation. China wants to be number one. The problem is the United States is number one. That's the problem. They want to be number one, but they got to come through us to be number one. And we got all the technology. We got the number one economy. The dollar is the world's reserve currency. I don't know what kind of currency they use over there in China, but it's not the world's reserve currency. Ours is. 90%. Check this out. 90% of all the transactions, I'm talking about big boy transactions that happen in the world, guess what they settle in? The US dollar. So I don't care what the BRICS nations, and guess who's part of the BRICS nations? China. You got Russia. Wait, let's start. Brazil, right? You got Brazil. You got Russia. You got India. You got China. And you got South Africa. Those are your BRICS nations initially. Now they recruit more nations. And what are they trying to do? Knock off the US dollar. They would love to knock off the US dollar because, see, they don't want to get in no war with us because they know they can't win that, and that's just going to be nasty. So what they try to do is they attack the dollar. They attack our economy. They attack our technology. If they can take all that from us, they got us. They got us at that point. They can take the dollar. If they can take the technology and use it against us, they got us. If they can knock our economy off, if they can knock our financial system off, and what's our financial system? It's the dollar. To me, the financial system is the dollar. So if you can destroy the dollar, devalue the dollar, shoot, you got America right where you want us, especially if you can take our technology. And that's where this comes in, right? So the White House says, the Biden administration is considering a wide sweeping rule to clamp down on companies exporting their critical chip making equipment to China because they know China gonna use that against us. Y'all already know what's going on in China. They don't mess around. They government control everything. You don't do nothing over there in China without the government. It ain't like over here. It's different. They different. They different over there. They government different. Right? It is. All I'm saying is President Biden, and you'll see what former President Trump said, he ain't far behind him. And y'all know Trump don't mess around. You know him and China did not have a good relationship when President Trump was in office. And I ain't mad at him for that. I ain't mad at him because, hey, you got to show these countries what's up. Don't mess with us. We the top dog. Don't mess with us. We ain't playing no games with y'all. We don't mess with us. I like that. That's one of the things I really admired and I liked about, and again, I ain't picking sides here, guys. I'm just telling you, I don't, listen, for people out there that want to hate people and dislike people and hate people and all that, that's not me. Listen, I like President Trump. For one of the reasons I did like him was because he didn't take no junk from China or none of these other countries. Now, there was other things I didn't like, but that part of him I like. There's things about President Biden I don't like. There's things that I do like. So it ain't nothing's wrong with if you don't agree with something that someone's in political office. That's okay. But I'm not here to hate on nobody. I'm just telling you how your money is going to be impacted if these sanctions go through. This is how your money is going to be impacted because these companies are going to be impacted. Because a lot of these companies do business over there. Some of our largest companies in America make their product over there. Some of the largest companies in the Magnificent Seven make their product over there. Just saying, guys. So let's just know what's going on here. This is not me trying to hate on nobody. This is just me giving you my opinion. And I don't have a problem with President Trump. I don't have a problem with President Biden. I don't have a problem with either one of those gentlemen. I don't. All I ask is whoever sits in that Oval Office, just continue to make us just continue with this free enterprise that we have in America. As long as we have a free enterprise and anybody and everybody living here has an opportunity to build wealth, I don't care who sits in that seat. I just don't. And I know some of y'all feel differently about that. Y'all feel strongly one way or the other. I don't. All I ask is whoever sits in that seat, allow for a free market to exist here where normal people like you and me can build wealth. That's all I care about. Okay, so let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Washington's Foreign Direct Product Rule. Washington's Foreign Direct Product Rule, or FDPR, allows the U.S. to put controls on foreign-made products, even if they use the smallest amount of American technology. So what they do is they get our technology, they put it in their little products, and then they want to sell it back to us. That's basically what they do, right? And again, guys, I'm not knocking Alibaba. I'm not knocking AliExpress. It's kind of what they do. That's kind of what they do now. Be honest now. It's kind of what they do. They take our technology, they put it in their product, and then they sell it back to us. That's crazy. And again, guys, it's just my opinion, so please, if you disagree, that's okay, guys. It's okay for us to have healthy disagreement. If you disagree, you just disagree. But I'm gonna give you my opinion. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm just telling you what I believe. They take our products, they take our technology, they put it in their products, and then they sell them back. They try to sell them back to us. That's what they do at a cheaper price. So here we go. Washington's Foreign Direct Product Rule, or what they call FDPR, allows the U.S. to put controls on foreign-made products, even if they use the smallest amount of American technology. This can affect non-U.S. companies, right? So CNBC has reached out. Now, y'all might ask, well, golly, Richard, it affects foreign companies, so why would Nvidia be affected by it? That's an American company. Well, you got to understand, guys, Nvidia buys its raw chips from Taiwan. Yeah, Nvidia buys the raw chip that it uses to sell to its clients. Once they specialize the chip, they sell them to their clients. They buy them from Taiwan. The company that sells them to them in Taiwan, I think it's Taiwan Semiconductor or whatever the name of it's called, TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturer, something like that. Whoever that company is over there, it's in Taiwan. It's not an American company. That's where they buy their product from. Nvidia does. So if that company is hit with sanctions or hit with whatever they're hit with, it affects Nvidia because that's where they buy the bulk of their chips from, their raw chips. That's why Nvidia gets affected by it, or any other American company that buys from that foundry. That foundry in Taiwan, yeah, that's a foreign company that's selling to U.S. companies. So it impacts the U.S. company because that's where their raw material is coming from. They're buying their raw material from these people, these companies, these foreign companies, right? Specifically in Taiwan. So that's how Nvidia gets affected, right? So this can affect non-U.S. companies. CNBC has reached out to the U.S. Senate. CNBC has reached out to the United States Department, the Bureau of Industry and Security, and the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative for comment on the report. Here's another one of those companies, ASML. That's another one of those companies. Stock drop came in as it reported earnings that beat market expectations. Now, you beat market expectations on your earnings, but your stock price still go down. See, guys, that is market behavior. That has nothing to do with business performance. Clearly, this company right here, whoever they are, have good business performance because they beat market expectations on their earnings report. So why in the world would their stock price go down? Because of this rule right here, because of this foreign direct product rule, FDPR, that the U.S. is going to go ahead and put on foreign-made products. And again, I don't care if it's raw material, it's still foreign-made product coming into the U.S. companies. I don't care if it's raw material and not a finished product. It doesn't matter. It's still raw material that's going to be turned into a finished product, right? That's what happens. Nvidia buys this raw material from Taiwan Semiconductor or whatever the name of the company is. They buy it from these people, raw material, and then what do they do with it when they get it here? They turn it into finished goods, and they sell those finished goods to other companies, right? So that's what we're talking about here. And like I said, ASML's stock drop came even. AML's stock drop. Can I read today? ASML's stock drop came even as it reported earnings that beat market expectations for the second quarter. However, 49% of its sales over the period took place in China. I got to find out who this company is. Let me hold on for a second, because I can't. I gotta find out who this company is. ASML. Who the hell is that? Oh, ASML Holding NV. So it looks like it's traded on the NASDAQ, so this must be an American company. I ain't never heard of this company. I know some of you guys have, but y'all know I'm just big boy blue chip, Nvidia, all these little bitty companies like this. I don't even know who these people are. So ASML Holdings NV. It's traded on the NASDAQ, ticker symbol ASML. Clearly they must, I'm assuming, guys, they're a chip maker. I don't know. Y'all know more about them than me, but whoever they are, they have 49% of their sales over in China. So 49% of their sales are in China. So basically selling that technology to China. That's basically what the White House is saying. They're selling that technology to China. 49% of their technology goes to China. What do you mean? It's a product. No, China take that product, break it down, get the technology. Trust me, that's what they're doing in China. They get that technology, whatever you ship over there, they're gonna break it down and get the technology. I'm telling you now, that's what they're doing. So 49% of this company's sales were over in China, highlighting how much I'm telling you, whoever be writing these articles, man, I'm telling you, goodness gracious, they must be rushing these things out to print or whatever to get up online, highlighting how much is at risk. That's exactly what it says. Highlighting how much is at risk for the firm in the event of tighter restrictions. ASML makes the machines that are required to manufacture the most advanced chips in the world. So here we go. You got a company that makes the machinery. ASML. They make the machinery. So here's why it's so important, guys, what's going over to China, right? Because remember what I told you, we the top dog, but they want to be the top dog. They're going to do everything in their power to knock us off. They're going to join BRICS to try to devalue the dollar. They're going to try to partner with all these other countries like India and all these people to try to, take us out so that they got most of the world's population on their side. All kind of stuff China's doing, right? Now they're going to these companies, and these companies doing what? You got 49% of your sales. 49%, guys. You got half of your sales. Half took place in China. And what do these guys sell in China? This is what they're selling them. The machines that are required to manufacture the most advanced chips in the world. That's the machinery that they're selling them. See what I'm trying to tell you? Do you understand what's happening here? 50% of your sales, you're making the machines that make the most advanced chips in the world, and you're selling 50% of them to China that want to knock us off the top dog block. Okay. Comments from Trump, a Republican, added further negative sentiment to semiconductor stocks. Now, here's what President Trump said. I told y'all already, boy. President Trump don't mess around with China, man, or nobody else. Say what you want to say about him, but I'm telling you, man, he don't play the radio when it comes to these other countries. And I'm gonna tell you something. I gotta say I like that about it. I know some of y'all gonna get lit and twisted and listen, man, y'all can live y'all life that way, hating people and despising people and picking a side and not wanting to hear. Listen, man, I think all people have good qualities in them. I do. I choose to believe inherently people are good. Now, I know we got bad apples out there, really, really bad ones. But I still choose to believe, for my peace of mind and for my sanity and for my well-being, I can't carry around a bunch of hate in my heart. I can't carry around a bunch of hate in my filter system. I'm not gonna do it. Because ultimately, guess who it hurts? Me. My body, my mind, my soul deteriorates as long as I carry all this hate in my being. It's not healthy for you guys. I'm not gonna hate a person because I disagree with their politics. I'm not gonna hate a person because I disagree with some of the things that they do. I'm not. Neither side of the aisle am I going to do that. And when I believe someone does something that protects America, because that's all I care about, is protecting America and the people in America. So whoever sits in that seat, as long as you protect America and the people in America, hey man, I ain't got no problem with you. And you keep this free system open, this free financial system, this free market that we enjoy. As long as you protect America, you protect Americans, and you keep our free system open to make money and to take care of yourself and build wealth, you're all right with me. So here's what former President Trump said. The former president said Taiwan should pay the U.S. for defense. In an interview with Bloomberg Businessweek, published Tuesday, he also claimed Taiwan took about 100% of America's semiconductor business. This is what President Trump is saying, right? Former President Trump could be President Trump in a few months. Who knows, right? We'll see. But this is what he's saying. The remarks have thrown doubt over the U.S. commitment to defend Taiwan if Trump becomes president, and in the event of an attack by China, which sees the Democratic Government Island as part of its territory. So here you go, guys. See, this is what you got to understand when you're talking about these companies and these semiconductor companies and these chips. So you got Taiwan, right? They typically produce the raw material, the raw product, right? So a company like TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor, I don't know what the name of it is, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Let me see if I can find this thing, because I'm tired of not knowing the name of the doggone thing. Let me see. Let me find the name of this, the real name, not just the ticker symbol, because it bothers me when I can't. There we go. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturer Company Ltd. Good. Now I got the name. So Taiwan Semiconductor Company. So here's the thing. So Trump is basically saying, listen, Taiwan, if you want us to protect you so that China don't come wipe you off the face of the earth, listen, here's what we need to happen, right? That's basically what Trump is saying. Listen, here's what we need to happen. The remarks have thrown doubt over the U.S. commitment to defend Taiwan if Trump becomes president, and in the event of an attack by China, which is a high probability if the U.S. ain't protecting Taiwan. Why? Because China think Taiwan belong to them. I try to tell y'all, they think Taiwan belong to them. So if they know America ain't protecting them, who gonna protect them? If America ain't protecting them, now they ain't gonna mess with them if America protected them. But if America backs off, if Trump says, hey, y'all go have them, you know what's next. You know what's next, right? So Trump is basically saying, listen, you guys want us to protect you, but yet it's still, we got to work out an agreement on the semiconductor thing. We got to, because Trump believes you took all the semiconductor business from America, the raw material business, right? Obviously, you did the finished product. Companies like Nvidia get it, and they finish the product and they sell it, right? But this is what President Trump is saying, right? This is what he's saying. Taiwan listed shares of Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company closed down 2.4% on Wednesday. The geopolitical tensions also weighed on chip stocks in the U.S. The Van Eck Semiconductor ETF was down 3.5% in pre-market trading, while Nvidia fell 4%. We already know Nvidia is down farther than that now. Pre-market, they were down 4%, but they were down more than that just a few minutes ago, right? ARM and Applied Materials were among the other U.S. listed laggards in trading before the bell. So all of these finished goods companies like Nvidia and ARM and Applied Materials, all these guys were down as well. Why? Because your supplier coming from Taiwan and that Taiwan semiconductor company, they supply a lot of chips to American companies that then those American companies sell. So there's a threat that the US is not going to protect Taiwan and China can go in there and do whatever they want to do. That's a problem. That's a problem when that's where you get your chips. That's where Nvidia gets its chips. That's where a lot of companies in this ETF, this Van Erck ETF, semiconductor ETF, a lot of those companies get their chips from over there. And if that's going to be a problem where potentially if the US won't protect Taiwan, that could be a problem for Nvidia. That could be a problem for a lot of companies that are selling chips. It can be a problem, right? It can be a problem. It certainly can be a problem, and hopefully it won't come to that, right? Hopefully it won't come to that. In an interview with Bloomberg Businessweek published Tuesday, he also claimed Taiwan took about 100% of America's semiconductor business. The remarks have thrown doubt over the U.S. commitment to defend Taiwan if Trump becomes president and in the event of an attack by China, which sees the democratic governed island as part of its territory. So China believes Taiwan is part of its territory, but they can't really go after them because America's been protecting them. And Trump is saying, hold up now. We got to work something out here. We gotta work something out here. That's basically what President Trump is saying. We got to work something out here. So if he wins the White House, be kind of looking out for something to that effect to be coming down the pipe. Now, do I believe that cripples anything with Nvidia? Do I believe long term that no? Because you got to understand, guys, at the end of the day, it comes down to business, right? It comes down to money. And there's a lot of people in our country who enjoy making money off of these companies. I'm one of them. I hope you're one of them. We enjoy making money and putting money into companies like Nvidia and these other semis. And any of these companies that are related to the semis who provide these products to artificial intelligence, the growth of artificial intelligence. A lot of people making a lot of money. It's part of our ecosystem. It's part of our financial system at this point. And I think over the next 10 years, it's going to be incredible. So I don't think there's a long-term threat that the U.S. won't protect Taiwan. But I think there's an agreement that needs to be made probably at some point. Now, I don't know if President Biden does that. I don't know if President Trump does that. Whoever wins the White House, I would assume. But clearly, if President Trump wins the White House in a couple of months, clearly he has already went on record and said, listen, Taiwan, if you want us to do something for you, you're going to need to do something for us. That's clearly, at least my opinion. That's what it sounds like to me. He's not saying he won't protect them. He's just saying, hey, we got to work out an agreement that makes sense for America and you, right? Now, you already know where President Biden stands with China, and I'm assuming President Trump has some similar feelings because when he was in the White House, I believe from 16 to 20, he and China, they battled a little bit. Remember the tariffs that he would put on them? He would try to put them on us. I mean, they had a little, and I don't think he's ever really, and we know China's trying to knock us off. I mean, that's evident. They don't like us. They want to be top dog. So of course they're going to do everything they can to become top dog, right? Our job as a country is not allow them to do that. And I think that's what we're working on here. So do I think long-term any of these companies face any problems? No, because I think Taiwan will do whatever it takes to be protected by the U.S. So whatever that feels like, whatever they got to do politically, I think Taiwan will do because they don't want to be out there by themselves and China barreling down on them. They don't want that. They do not want that. And they know the United States can protect them from that. It has. But they got to come with some agreement, and I think they will. Whoever ends up in the White House, I'm sure they'll work it out. I don't think it'll do anything to our free market that we have here in America, which is the strongest free market in the world. Anybody can come to America and build wealth. Strongest free market enterprise in the world. And I don't think that's going to be affected. I don't think Nvidia will be affected long term. Why? Because it's not business performance right now. What's driving down the stock? What's driving down the stock is market behavior. You hear President Trump come out with a strong statement like that. That's a strong statement to make when Taiwan really is so vital to the chip making process. They're vital to it. I mean, I think that Taiwan Semiconductor has the largest foundry, I want to say, in the world. So they're critical to the finished product, the finished GPU, the finished good. They're critical to that. So I know they'll get that worked out. I'm not worried about that. They'll get that worked out. Far as this other thing that the Biden administration is trying to get accomplished with this this bill or this rule, I understand that because, yeah, right here, where this company is sending 49% of your sales are coming from China, and you are the actual company that makes the machines that are required to manufacture the most advanced chips in the world, and you're selling 50% of it to China. That's a problem. And I think that's what the Biden administration is saying. That's a problem, guys. We can't have that. We can't have you doing that, and then you sending it over there, and then they selling the stuff back to us. So, yeah, I mean, I think you just had both of those things collide. The market looked at it. I still think you got rotating out of semis. I still think you got Wall Street rotating out of AI, especially the semis, because of just big profits in the first half of the year. You still got them rotating out. Then you get this kind of news right here where, Taiwan, America, President Trump saying something. Also Biden saying something too about putting a rule in place that limits. Anytime you go to talking like that where government is coming in to limit something or stop something, Wall Street freaks out, and guess what happens? Stock prices go down. But again, what an incredible opportunity for you and me to pick these companies up at a discount. That's all I'm saying. What an incredible opportunity to pick these companies up at a discount, right? So Nvidia still continues to be under $120 a share right now, guys. It's $119.72. And yeah, here's the thing. Over the last 6 months, it's up 113.38% over the last 6 months. That's what it's up. It's up 113%, 5.5. Now, I look at that as an opportunity to build some wealth because I believe, and again, this is just my belief. You don't have to believe it, but I believe this is a $200 share, $200 per share stock by the end of the year. And why do you say that? So for those of you guys that stuck around, I'll tell you why. Because that's the reason why I'm going to make sure I have 10,000 shares of Nvidia before 7/31/2024. Couple of things I think gonna happen. Now, again, this little hiccup right here today, that's gonna blow over, right? That's not gonna. This stock is not gonna stay at 119 for the next 2 weeks. It's not gonna do it. So you got an opportunity to catch something on sale right now, but it's gonna go back up to 125, 130. By the end of the week, early next week, it'll be back up. Matter of fact, tomorrow I think it'll start tomorrow. Not next week. Tomorrow, pre-market, it'll be in the green. I'm telling you. Tomorrow, pre-market, it'll be in the green, and then I think it goes back to 125, and it'll bounce between 125 and 130 until the end of July. 3 things that are going to be happening that I think are critical. The first one is the Federal Reserve is going to be meeting on July 30 and July 31. Now, before that meeting, we got a critical PCE inflation report that's going to be coming out prior to their meeting, I think. So that's number one. You're going to have that report, and if we get good news on that report, That's 3 months in a row, going into the Fed meeting on the 30th, that they're going to see the main report that they use to justify a decrease in interest rates. This is the main report they use to gauge inflation, guys, is the PCE, not the CPI report. Really, it's the PCE inflation report is what the Fed really uses. And guess what? We got a good report in April. We got a good report in May. And if we get a good report for June, them going into their July 30 and 31 meeting, that's well. Now, some people think there's an outside chance that the Fed could reduce interest rates in that meeting by a quarter. I'm not saying that they will, guys. I'm telling you what, there's an outside chance that can happen. Guess what? That's catalyst number one for Nvidia stock going to $200 a share. That's catalyst number one. PCE report at the end of the month, prior to the Fed going to their July 30, 31 meeting, possibility, not that it'll happen, possibility that they could reduce by a quarter short-term rates. Second catalyst. Here's the second catalyst. You got the second quarter earnings report for Nvidia. See, their fiscal quarter two ends on 7/31/24. It ends. So, catalyst number one, you got the Fed meeting, 30/31, possible quarter drop in rates. Again, guys, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there's an outside chance it could, because if you look at the reports that the Fed has been getting, if you've been listening to the Fed chair over these last week as he goes around and makes his, remember, he went on Capitol Hill a week ago. This week, he was at some other conference where he was saying, yeah, we like the recent data that we're getting. We like it. We didn't like it in the first quarter, but we like it in the second quarter. He's been saying this. This is the Fed chair. You guys got to pay attention to this stuff, right? That's why I tell you, you got to dial in, you got to plug in, and you got to get laser focused and listen for these cues, because it'll help you as you try to figure out if you want to buy paper assets or not, right? So we know the Fed chair has already been going around on the circuit saying that they like the data in the second quarter better than they like the data in the first quarter. We know that's on record. We also know PCE coming out end of the month before they go to their meeting. I think it's before they go to their meeting on 30/31 or during their meeting or something like that. But it's going to come out before that meeting ends on the 31st. So we know that's coming. We also know there's an outside chance that a quarter bump down in the rate could happen in that meeting. Not likely, but could. We also know Nvidia's second quarter ends on 7/31/2024. So what does that mean? After that meeting, after that day, after the second quarter ends, the first week of August, this is my opinion, guys, the first week of August, you're going to start seeing articles in people leaking the results of their Q2 earnings report. They're going to start leaking them. Oh my goodness. Reports are that Nvidia went triple digits. Reports are they had 100, whatever it is. You're gonna just start, not confirmed, but sources say that Nvidia had an incredible second quarter. You're gonna start hearing stuff like that. What do you think is gonna happen to the stock price when that information starts leaking? Guess what's gonna happen? Enthusiasm, right? FOMO. People are going to start being like, oh, golly, man, they're talking about they killed it in the second quarter. I better get in before this thing go to the moon. So guess what's that going to do? That's going to start incrementally running up the stock price. And then what's going to happen? On August 15th, they're going to actually come out with the actual Q2 earnings report. Nvidia is going to report on August 15th, once the market closes. August 16th, all hell breaks loose. That's my opinion. Y'all ain't got to agree with me. Do whatever you want to do. But I'm telling you what's coming. I done already set it up for you. I'm telling you what's coming now. So today is what? A day that we can be executing and getting ourselves a deep discount, preparing for August 16th. Because once August 16th hits pre-market, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, that's two. I've given you two catalysts. I'm going to give you two more. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you four. And this is why I think it gets to $200 a share by the end of the year. Number three, in September, Fed drops rates again. They drop rates again in September. Again, what is that going to do? Introduce more enthusiasm into the stock market, more FOMO. Fed dropping rates, assets go up. Rates go down, assets go up. Why do assets go up when rates go down? Because more people can go borrow money to put in assets. They can borrow money cheaper, 25 basis points cheaper, 50 basis points cheaper, and then they go put it in assets. More demand in assets do what to assets? Run up the price because you got more demand. Less demand in assets do what? Run down the price. That's why you see sell-offs in the stock market. When you see stocks in the red, that means less demand. When you see stocks in the green, that means more demand. It's pretty simple, guys. Anytime you see Nvidia in the red like this, that means there's less demand. People selling the stock. When you see it in the green, that means more demand. People are buying the stock. That's it. You know that little thing about stocks, you'll be fine. Couple things you need to know about stocks. When they're in the red, you got less demand. When they're in the green, you got more demand. When they're in the red, you got to ask yourself, is it business performance that's causing it to be in the red, or is it market behavior? If it's market behavior, keep buying the dip. If it's business performance, don't buy the dip because it won't recover, or at least not as quickly as we'd like it to. So that's the question you got to ask yourself when you see something in the red. You got to say, well, now, why is this in the red? Is it because the business has done something crazy and they're losing sales, they're losing clients, they're losing market share? Or is it just the market being goofy like they do? If it's just the market being goofy, don't worry about it. Buy the dip because you know it's going to come back. Nvidia, this is just the market being goofy because of all the stuff that President Biden said, what President Trump said. Plus, you got large investors rotating out, taking profits. Less demand, that's why you see Nvidia in the red. For us as investors, that less demand is not a bad thing. I love the less demand because I just picked up 2,500 shares at a sweet price. I'm okay with that because I know next week it's going back up. Matter of fact, I think by tomorrow, you'll start seeing it pre-market in the green. That's what I think. At some point, it goes back up. It's not called, why? It's not business performance. Their stock price is not going down because Nvidia is not the top dog anymore. Their stock price is going down because of stuff that's out of their control. I can't control if former President Trump or current President Biden says something about Taiwan or China. Or I can't control that. What I can control is how much product are we selling? What I can control is my Blackwell chip that costs $3 million a piece for the stack, $3 million a piece. My Blackwell chip that costs $3 million a piece, I already got 40,000 made and ready to ship. That I can control, which represents roughly $75 billion in profit. $200 billion in top line sales. See, that's what Nvidia can control. They can't control what President Trump say or President Biden say. They can't control that. So it has nothing to do with their company that the stock price is falling. That's just geopolitical stuff. That's going to happen. It's not going to affect their company. Why? Because we live in a country that has a free market. And I don't care who the president is, the 1% are not going to allow them to jeopardize that free market. I can promise you that in this country. I don't know about the rest of the world, but I can promise you, whoever put them in that seat, the 1% put them in that seat. And I can promise you, the 1% is not going to let them upset this free market we got in this country. Why? Because it jeopardizes their wealth. You cut a company like Nvidia off. You cut some of these semiconductors. You cut Meta off. You cut Microsoft off. You cut Amazon off. You cut Alphabet off. You cut Apple off. You do know Apple makes a bunch of their products in China, right? You do know that, right? Second most valuable company in the world. They do make a lot of their product come out of China. A lot of the product is made in China. They're a U.S. company, but a lot of their product is made in China. So all I'm trying to tell y'all guys, don't put too much into this. I know it's a sexy headline and we got the presidential race going and people want to get on one side or the other and fight for their candidate. And you go ahead and spend all your time doing that if you want to and miss this wealth. I ain't got time for that, because I understand none of us puts that person in that Oval Office. We don't put that person in the Oval Office. That's the 1% put them in the Oval Office, guys. Come on. Most of those people sitting on Capitol Hill in the Senate and the House of Representatives. See, this is the thing I got to get y'all to try to understand. They want you to think you own and control everything, but you own and control nothing. That's the trick of the Matrix. They want you to think you control who goes in the White House. Think about it. Go back to the last election. How in the world does Trump lose this thing at the last election? It wasn't because the people didn't want him. The people who actually are behind the scenes didn't want him. That's why he didn't get this. That's why he didn't get reelected. That's my opinion. Y'all ain't got to agree with it. I'm just telling you. So all I'm saying is we can't focus all of our time on this issue. We got to focus on our family. We got to focus on building wealth. We got to focus on understanding what's happening in this continuous bull market, AKA stock market. Understand what's happening in our housing market, where we can position ourselves to execute and build wealth. Because I promise you, the 1% are not going to let anybody in that White House mess with this free market system that we have in the United States. They're not going to do it. Why? Because they're jeopardized. Think about the richest people in America. I'm talking about the wealthiest people in America. Where do they got their money at? I'm talking about the billionaires. I'm talking about the Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerbergs, Warren Buffett's, Bill Gates, Robert Smith. Where do these people have their money predominantly? In companies, through stock. Why would you think these people are going to let something happen to our free market system and our stock market crumble when they got most of their wealth in their companies, which is in their stock? Nvidia CEO is worth like 114 billion. About 107 billion of that is in company stock. Go look at Bezos. Go check out how much his is in Amazon stock still. They're not going to let anything happen to this free market system we have, guys. So don't get distracted. What you need to do is figure out, how do I position myself to take advantage of what's happening now so that I can build wealth for me and my family. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going to worry about the political system right now. It'll take care of itself, right? I understand it'll take care of itself. I understand no matter who's in that White House, they do not mess with our free market system. They won't mess with it. So all of the information we heard right here is great. It's good. It's good information to know. It allowed me to buy 2,500 shares of one of my favorite companies in the world at a deep discount, a company that I think will be $200 a share, if not at the end of this year, first quarter next year. So I'm gonna make a big profit at some point, right? So that was a good thing for me that I got to be able to do that, because I know I had to get these shares before 7/31, and I've told you why. Now, the fourth thing, I told you I was giving you 4, so I gave you 3. I gave you the Fed meeting, coupled with the PCE report. I gave you Nvidia coming out with its Q two earnings. I gave you the September Fed meeting. They're going to reduce rates by a quarter there. And then obviously on the last turn of 2024, Nvidia will come out with Q3 earnings. So I think Q2, Q3 this year will be monsters. That's what I think, because you got to understand the Blackwell is shipping. Blackwell is shipping in the second half of this year. Those 40,000 units that cost $3 million a piece, the stack, they're shipping them. And they already got a lot of them sold. If not all of them. They made 40,000 units of the Blackwell. So all of that'll be kicking in third quarter. A lot of those sales from Blackwell will be kicking in. And then obviously fourth quarter, which ends in January, because they got a weird fiscal year, right? It's not a calendar year, it's a weird one, right? But we're gonna get 2 more earnings reports this year. Plus, we're gonna get the Fed reducing rates in in November and potentially in December. So potentially we're gonna get 4 rate cuts, but I think 3 we'll definitely get. Again, guys, this is just my opinion. It ain't etched in stone. I'm just a guy on YouTube. So don't, oh, this guy don't know what he's talking about. Maybe I don't. I mean, you know how it is. I don't know. I'm just giving you my opinion. You guys can go out and do your own homework, come up with your own opinion, start your YouTube channel, or go on TikTok and just tell the TikTok world. You can do yours too. I'm just a guy that does it on YouTube. I'm just giving you my opinion. But right now, let me see. Let me see right now what Nvidia is doing. Still under $120 a share, guys. See, that's why I know this is just it's on sale now. So if you want to take advantage of it, you're more than welcome to. It's on sale. But so let me do this. Let me take a look at what I ended up with. So I started out with 4,800 shares today. I added another 2,500. So now I'm at 7,300 shares of Nvidia. So I'm gonna add 2,700 more. So that'll give me 10,000 shares. So I got 2,700 more to go. And if we continue to get a dip, and if it continues to dip, let's say today, for some reason, it goes down to 115 a share, then I'm gonna buy another 2,700 shares today. And now I'm at my 10,000 and I'm good. That's it. 10,000 shares is all I'm doing with Nvidia outside of my dollar cost average. My DCA, I'll keep mine through the DCA, but I'm not, the lump sum stuff I'm done. I'll have 10,000 shares. And why did I want 10,000 shares? Because Nancy Pelosi bought 10,000 shares about a week or 2 ago. Matter of fact, she bought them between June, I want to say 28 and July 2nd, something like that, a couple weeks ago. Nancy Pelosi bought 10,000 shares of Nvidia. If you don't know who Nancy Pelosi is, go do a Google search on her. She sits on Capitol Hill. She used to be the former Speaker of the House, big time investor, made a bunch of money in stocks. And I know she got some insider information. Now again, I don't know that for a fact. I'm giving you all my opinion. Ain't no reason that lady bought 10,000 shares unless she knows something. She knows something, Dad. This lady knows something. And she bought them at a higher price than I'm buying them at. She sure did. So she knows something that I don't know, and you don't know, she know it. Or she would have never bought 10, because 10,000 shares is a lot of money, man, at the price she paid for it. So Pelosi knows something. I don't know what she knows, but I know one thing in my 30 years of doing this: follow the 1%. They lead you to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Just follow the 1%. And she's a 1%er. So I gotta follow. I gotta follow Nancy. If Nancy bought 10,000, I need 10,000. That's the way I look at it. The lady rich, multi-millionaire. When I looked at how much money she's invested since she's been up there on Capitol Hill, $54 million. That's her volume over the years that she's invested. 54 with an M. So she knows something. She knows something. And I'm right there with her. And I've already told you what my catalysts are that's going to catapult this thing. You got them 2 earnings reports this year, which I think they're going to kill it, especially on the back half with the Blackwell being launched. Them 40,000 units, $3 million a piece. $3 million a piece. And go out and do some homework and find out who their clients are. Just go out and do a Google search to find out who their clients are. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it for you since I got a couple minutes. It just blows my mind. Let me just do a little Google search here real quick. Nvidia top customers. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let me just make sure I get the most recent one. Here we go. Let's see who Nvidia's top customers are. Here are Nvidia's, let's see, top customers. Okay, so you got Meta, Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft. Now let's see, do they give us any percentages? Here we go. Bloomberg data estimates that Microsoft makes up 15% of Nvidia's revenue. Microsoft. Who is that, Richard? That's only the #1 most valuable company in the world. That's all. They make up about 15% of it. Microsoft. I don't know. Let's keep going here. Followed by Meta. Followed by Meta. That's only the 7th most valuable company in the world. Makes up 13%. Amazon. 5th most valuable company in the world. Makes up 6% of the revenues. Alphabet. The 6th most valuable company in the world. Makes up 6% of the revenues. Yeah. So you got big boys, big boy blue chips, big boy blue chips. Plus you got another 100 customers behind them, by the way. Just wanted to throw that out. You got another 100 customers behind them. Another 100 customers behind them. Yeah. So all I'm telling you guys is this is a heavyweight. That's the reason I bought 10,000 shares of it, because it's a heavyweight. And they're dealing with heavyweight customers. Not none of these little, all big boy. You talking about 15% of their revenues is going to the most valuable company in the world. That's who's buying from them. And y'all talking, oh, they're going to create their own chip. Microsoft is going to create their own chip. When they going to have time to do that? Over the next 20 years? Because that's how long it's going to take them to get one better than the Blackwell. You can't just roll out of bed and do that next day. You can't. Why do you think they spend 15%? Why are they taking wide revenue of 15% coming from Microsoft? Because they can't do it. You think they're going to give them 15% if they could make that chip themselves? They wouldn't, guys. Trust me, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Microsoft and Meta are 2 of the largest buyers of Nvidia's H100 chip. The tech companies spent a combined $9 billion, with a B, on the accelerators in 2023 alone. Yeah. 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 Wow. Check this out. Biggest data centers. Nvidia's most important clients for its graphics processing units are the big cloud providers. Amazon Web Services, which is AWS. Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and Oracle Cloud. So Oracle is another big client of theirs too. Oracle is there's Larry Ellison. I don't know if he's still the CEO, or former CEO, but he's one of the richest men in the world. He's in the top 10. All the top 10 is in the 100 billion range and up. That's who Oracle is. and they buy a lot as well from Nvidia. My point is, guys, this company here is not a company who messing around, man. That's why I keep telling y'all, $120 a share, man. This is a heavy discount, in my opinion. $120 a share for Nvidia is a heavy discount. I mean, you could even get this thing under 120 right now. If you were hawking this thing, you could have got it for 118 today. See, I wasn't hawking it. I just bought it for 120 and got on out of there because I know, see, the thing for me, guys, $3 or $4 up, $3 or $4 down is nothing. Nothing. Not in the long term. Not in the long term. I think this is $1,000 per share stock in the next 5 years. Just do the math for you. I ain't trying to flex. I'm just doing the math because I could lose it all, right? I could lose it all. So definitely not a flex. Just to let you know the power of what I think and where I'm headed with this thing. Check this out. 10,000 shares times $1,000 a share. That's $10 million. It's $10 million. Gross. $10 million gross. And this is not my average cost per share, but just say my average cost per share was 120. That's not my average cost per share. It's lower. It's much lower. But let's just say it was. Let's just say my average cost per share was $120. So 10,000, right? Times 120. That's 1.2 million. Just say my average cost, but that's not my average cost. Because I had a bunch of shares way below 120 before the split that I kept. I didn't sell them. I kept them. So I had shares before the split, right? So my average cost is less than that. But just to say my average cost is 120 on 10,000 shares. Stock over the next 5 years goes to $1,000 a share. We already know that's $10 million, right? Minus my cost basis, 1.2 million. Hypothetically, just hypothetical. I'm not saying these are my numbers, but hypothetical. $8.8 million profit over the next 5 years. Stock price goes from 120 to $1,000 a share. And I know people out there, there'll never be a $30 trillion company. Well, they said that about Apple. When Apple was 300 billion. When Apple was 300 billion, 10 years ago, they said the same thing. Oh, there's no way Apple will ever be a $1 trillion company. They said that in 2010. This is what a lot of the experts said, that Apple would never be a $1 trillion company. 10 years later, they're a $3 trillion company. Is that a 10X? That might be a 10X. I think that's a 10X. Again, I ain't that good with math, but I think it's a 10X. Let me see. Let me see if that's a 10X. Yeah, that's a 10X. So that's a 10X. So if Apple could do it, why can't Nvidia do it? Oh, this is much larger numbers. It's much larger revenue. It's much blah, 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 blah. Those who spend most of their time saying it can't be done, they're normally interrupted by people that are getting it done. Somebody used to tell me that a lot. A guy that actually who helped me a lot when I was coming out of playing football. I got hurt. I couldn't play football anymore, so I had to come home and get a job. And a gentleman by the name of Lee Pitts in the local area where I live, I went to him and said, "Hey, Lee, this is what I got my degree in, man. I can't teach because they ain't paying enough money. I need you to help me, kind of point me in the right direction. Some people here in town that I can get a job." And Lee said, "Listen, no problem. Let me help you out. Got to get a suit. You got to do this. You got to do that. I'm going to make some phone calls for you." And he made that phone call for me to Bank of America, but at that time it was called Nations Bank. He made a phone call to the senior vice president of personnel. Said, "I got this athlete guy. Interview him. You might like him." Get in the interview with this guy. Senior VP now. I don't got no finance background. I'm a football player. But I came in there and told the guy, and this all is credit to Lee because he stuck his neck out for me, and I wasn't gonna let him down. I wasn't gonna get in there and embarrass him while he put his his name on the line vouching for me. So I got in there and I was honest with the guy. I wasn't trying to, I told the guy, I said, listen, man, I don't have a degree in finance. Matter of fact, nobody in my family know much about finance. We're just hardworking folks. I said, but what I do have is I have the ability to be able to work on a team. I got the ability to be able to be disciplined, consistent, patient. I work hard. I'm real good with people. And he said, you know something? We can't teach you that. We can teach you the numbers. We can teach you a cash flow worksheet. We can teach you all that stuff. We can't teach that though. And he hired me. But I owe all that to a guy by the name of Lee Pitts. And he used to say this all the time, and he still does. You know, people who are saying something can't be done, can't be done, can't be done. They're usually interrupted by people who are actually doing it. I love that. He says that all the time. And I'm paraphrasing it. It's full. I'm not saying it the way he says it, but I put my little spin on it. Those that are always saying something can't be done. Oh, Nvidia can't get to 6 trillion. They can't get to 30 trillion. They can't get to 80 trillion. They can't do it. No one can do that. They're usually interrupted by people that are just doing it, right? So I'm making the assumption that they get to $1,000 a share. That don't mean they will, but I'm making that assumption. And I'm giving you assumptions on what I think my return can be over 5 years. Now, if it's half of that, okay, right? If it's a 2X, okay, right? If it's a 2X, if I put in 1.2, hypothetically, and I can get 3.6 back and make 2.4 over the next 5 years, hypothetically, matter of fact, let's just say it got to $200,000 a share, $200 a share. I say you got 10,000 shares, right? You got 10,000 shares, right? Times $200 a share. That's 2 million minus hypothetical cost basis of 1.2 million. That's still 800 grand. So if this thing goes from $120 a share to $200 a share by the end of this year, that's 800 grand. Or first quarter next year, 800 grand. At some point, guys, it's going to $200 a share. That's my point. So right now, everything you can buy now, listen, man, you're doing yourself a favor, in my opinion. Again, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know nothing about how to be a financial advisor. I don't got no letters in front of my name or behind my name, no numbers, no Series 6, no 7, Series 7, no nothing. No nothing. Just a guy on YouTube that's been doing this for 30 years. That's all. That's it. That's the only criteria I can give you. That's the only proof I can give you. And really, it's not proof, because I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm here to share an opportunity with you. Whether you take it or not, that's on you. My job is to present the opportunity. My job is to give you my opinion. It's your job to figure out if it's the right thing for you, not mine. It's not my job to do that. My job is just to give you the opportunity. So if you're interested in that, guys, get down in the description box and click on that Moomoo link. Open up your new Moomoo account today. You got to be in position to buy these great companies and these great ETFs, and without having a brokerage account. Here's something I want to mention to you guys. I had one of my guys who, he emails me all the time, right? But he emailed me and said, you know something, what did he say he had? TD Ameritrade, and he had, I think it was TD Ameritrade and might have been Vanguard. TD Ameritrade and Vanguard or something like that. He said they won't allow him to do fractional share trading on certain things. I was like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? He said, well, Moomoo will. What should I do? I said, well, just use Moomoo then. I mean, if they won't allow you to do what you want to, and nothing wrong with those companies. I'm sure they're great brokerage, but they're great brokerage companies. But I keep telling y'all that sometimes these brokerage companies, these full service brokerage companies, they got limitations on what you can do when it comes to fractional shares, just like Vanguard. The only fractional shares you can buy on Vanguard, it has to be a Vanguard fund. I can't buy fractional shares of Tesla on Vanguard. I can't buy fractional shares of Nvidia on Vanguard. Now, if it's a Vanguard ETF, I can, but I can't do it. Now, I can buy whole individual shares, but I can't buy fractional shares on Vanguard. Can't. So I'm telling y'all, if you got other brokerage accounts and they're full service brokerage accounts, bigger brokerage companies, you better double check to make sure you can do fractional share trading. Because if you can't, Moomoo is a great spot for you, right? That's what I do with my Magnificent Seven investment. Whatever money let's say I put $5,000 a month in Magnificent Seven. Guess what I do? I take the $5,000, I divide it by 7, and then I fractional share all of that money into every penny of it is fractional shared into those 7 stocks equally. So all I'm telling you, man, is you can talk yourself out of it and figure out reasons why. Listen, man, get down in that description box and click on that Moomoo link. Open up your Moomoo account today. Get yourself up to 15 free stocks. Up to 15 free stocks just for trying out the Moomoo brokerage app. You qualify for 5 free stocks when you put $100 initially in your brokerage account. Right away, you qualify for 15 free stocks if you put $1,000 in your Moomoo account right away. I got another email from another one of my club members on the private mentorship club side through the website, the Patreon site. She sent me a direct message and said, hey, I got $2,000 worth of free stock from Moomoo. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to get it. I didn't get 2,000 free shares, $2,000 worth of free shares either. But they're valued anywhere from $2 to $2,000 each. So she was one of the lucky ones, and she got $2,000 worth of free stock. Increased her net worth by $2,000 for doing what? Just executing, opening an app, putting a little money in it, and being ready to buy asset. She got a nice little gift. Nothing wrong with that, man. If you don't, listen, my point is this. Put yourself in position, especially for fractional share trading. Especially for fractional share trading. Because every dollar you have to put in needs to be invested, not sitting on the sideline because you ain't got enough to buy a whole share. So if you want fractional share trading and the ability to be able to use the same brokerage app I use, get down in the description box, click on the Moomoo link, open up the Moomoo account today, fund it, get yourself 5 free stocks or 15 free stocks, and then send me an email to my website, www.richardfain.net. Second link down in the description box, the website address. Send me an email and say, Richard, I opened my Moomoo account. I funded it. Please send me the tutorial videos so I can learn how to use this app so that I can start buying paper assets to take advantage of this 10-year golden era that's getting ready to happen in this continuous bull market, AKA stock market. Now, you ain't got to say all that, but send me the email. You know I'm going to put a little bit of hot sauce on it, but you ain't got to put the hot sauce on it. You just go ahead and send me the email and just say you opened the Moomoo account, and I'm going to send you those tutorial videos because they're instrumental in teaching you how to do fractional share trading and the rest of the basic stuff you need to know to get around in the brokerage app, right? So do that, and I'll send it to you. I'll also send you my wealth transfer blueprint 1.0, 2.0, outlining everything that I'm buying. In my blueprint 1.0, my blueprint 2.0, it'll tell you exactly what my strategy is. You can copy that strategy or you can create your own strategy. You do understand I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you what to buy, how much to buy, what you need to put. Follow copy the blueprint, copy the plan, right? If you want to, nothing's wrong with that. But I can't tell you, yeah, you need to buy 10,000 shares too. I can't tell you that. That's up to you. What I recommend you do is figure out what your goal is, right? So you want to jump into buying these paper assets to build wealth. You need to figure out what your goal is. Oh, Richard, my goal is I want to go from, a $50,000 net worth that I have today. I want to grow that to $250,000 over the next 5 years. Now, if you join my private mentorship club through the website, see, then you can email me or direct message me, and I can help you with the calculations to give you an idea of what you need to invest every single month at a certain projected rate of return, hypothetical rate of return, because we don't know what rate of returns will be in the future. We can look at the past and look at the current and give us some idea where we can project out. So we can do a projected ROI on a certain amount of money for a certain amount of years, and I can tell you the dollar amount based on those projections of how much you need to put in every single month for however many years at that rate of return, and it will tell you what you need to do to get to your 250. I can do that for you, but you got to go through the private mentorship club. So you got to go through the website, you got to join the private mentorship club, and then you got to send me a direct message and then get involved with the rest of the community, because we got over 700 plus. I think we're up to almost 750 right now. 750 people in that community, fastest growing financial community on Patreon. But you got to get there through my website, and then you'll see a join button or a membership button, and then you need to join. Fastest growing financial community on Patreon. But that's where you can get my mentoring and my expertise through my experience, right? Because I've done this for 30 years, right? But I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to take no money from you to invest for you, because I don't do that. I'm not a financial advisor. And I will tell you that if you start acting like I'm one. No, I'm not a financial advisor, guys. I'm just trying to give you a blueprint you can follow if you want. The good news is you don't have to be an expert to do this. Anybody can do this who has made up in their mind that they want to take their money that they earn and give it to themselves and grow their wealth, as opposed to give it to the 1% to grow the 1%'s wealth. If you just make up your mind you don't want to give money to the 1% to make them wealthy anymore, that'll change things for you. So get down in the description box, open up that Moomoo account, put you some money in it, qualify for your free stocks, send me the email through the website. And if you want me to be your mentor and you want to spend time through direct message with me helping you with my experience to get you to where you need to be in the private mentorship club. But better than that, the private mentorship club offers more than that. It offers a group of people who are going in the same direction you're going. They're great people. They're all on the same page when it comes to wealth. They all have different ideas of how to get to wealth. They have different ideas of what investments they want to buy, but they're all on the same page when it comes to building wealth. They all know they want more time, more freedom, and more choices in their life. They all want that. And that's the community of people you need to be around, guys. People who understand the power in controlling their own financial destiny. They understand the power of controlling their own financial power. And more importantly, they understand time. None of us are going to get time back, guys. So every day we waste working for somebody else to make them wealthy is a day we never get back. Why give up all your days to make somebody else wealthy? At some point, take that time back and really start doing the things that you want to do to make you happy. But you can't do that if you don't got wealth, guys. You got to have some way to pay for your lifestyle. You can work for somebody to pay for it, where they control your destiny, or you can build these assets over a period of years, build them up, they start generating income. Now you own 100% of your time like I do. So every second of the day, I control it. Why? Because I have assets that I've built over 30 years. The good news is, in the new era of building wealth, it don't have to take 30 years. It can be 3 years, 5 years. We got companies, guys, that I'm telling you, in the next 3 to 5 years, with these companies and this stock market we getting ready to run on, it could change everything for you. You ain't got to wait 30 years no more. You ain't got to wait no 20 years. Oh, Richard, I'm 60. I'm 50. It's too late. Not in today's world, it ain't. It might have been too late 30 years ago when I started. I spent 25 years doing this. You can collapse that thing in 3 to 5 years, man, if you do it right. I'm just telling you. It's a new era, man. With these companies and how fast they're growing and this artificial intelligence thing, let me tell you something, guys. You can collapse time frames and get there quicker, but you got to be willing to pay the financial price to do it. You got to be willing to pay the financial price. You got to be willing to take some risks. Big risk, big reward. Little risk, little reward. You make the decision on which one you want to take. Big risk, get you there in 3 to 5 years. Little risk, you're still on a 30-year track. Just being honest with you. Big risk, big reward, 3 to 5 year track. Little risk, little reward, 10, 15, 20, 30 year track. It's up to you though. Either way, I appreciate you guys rocking with me. I got to get out of here. I've taken up too much of y'all time. Hopefully you got something out of this. Hopefully you understand where I'm headed, and hopefully a lot of y'all will join me. I hope. I know almost 750 people have decided they want to join me in the private mentorship club. So that's awesome. I don't know if anybody else out there that wants to join me, but I know those folks do. Because why? They've committed to it. They're over there. They're active. I'm not gonna say every single one of them are active, but we got a lot of them that are. And I know those people committed to wealth. I don't know about you. We'd love to have you over in the private mentorship club. So get down there in that description box, click on that second link, which is the website link. Grab you some of those digital products, and then consider joining the private mentorship club, getting yourself around like-minded people who can encourage you and give you best practices. And when you ask, hey, what about this ETF? What about this stock? Wouldn't it be nice to get you 5, 6, 7, 10, 15, 20 people that chime in and say, hey, I got some experience with that. Here's my experience. Oh, hey, think about this one over here, and here's why I thought about it. And then you can go out and do your little research and figure out, say, wouldn't it be nice to have a group of people that drip on you like that, drip that financial knowledge on you? I wish I had something like that when I was 26 when I started. I didn't have that. What I had was my clients that I worked for. And I would just ask my clients questions. That's all I had. But you got 700 plus strong over there that's willing to help you. So get yourself over there, man, and take advantage of that. Please do. And then take advantage of that Moo offer, like I said. Also, follow me on Instagram if you want to keep up with me when I'm not on YouTube. That's down there in the description box too. Richard Fame Millionaire Mentor Instagram link. Give me a follow on Instagram and then send me a DM to let me know you're rocking with me so I can say thank you. I really would appreciate the help, guys, to get the Instagram page, the new Instagram page back up where the old one used to be. I used to have 90,000 followers on the old page that Instagram shut down on me. And then I had to create a new one. Yeah, so. But I know you guys will rock with me when you're ready to. I'll keep telling you every day and reminding you every day. Y'all know I'll be back here every day, 365 days a year, giving y'all this information. And I hope you appreciate it, and I hope you use it. I hope you execute. Take this information, convert it to execution. Get to your wealth. Whether you join the club or not, whether you do the moo thing or not, that's okay. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I'm going to talk about it every day. So I already told y'all the law of numbers are on my side. Long as I'm showing up on here and dropping knowledge and giving value, the numbers are on my side, because there's 4.5 billion people who have access to the internet. So all I got to do is just show up every day, add value, and guess what? The good Lord going to send me people my way. That's just the way it works, because I'm putting in the work. I'm here every day. I'm here every single day, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. I'm here. I'm putting in the work. I'm putting in the work. I hope you put in the work to get your freedom. All right, man. I'll check y'all out. Do something nice for yourself today. Do something nice for somebody else. Don't involve money. Just do something nice for yourself and do something nice for somebody else today. All right? Like I said, lock it in with a thumbs up before you get out of here if you appreciate the content. And because I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all stopping by. We had a lot of people in here today, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thoughts become things. See it in your mind. Hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy. Get wealthy. Catch you guys on the next one.